Hello and welcome back to Pokémon SoulSilver with a side of Ultra Sun shiny hunting, where today we've got a lot of places to explore that we haven't yet. And hang on a sec, my 3DS with the Ultra Sun is not accepting inputs. That's a problem. Okay, we're gonna have to restart that one, but we've got SoulSilver working. At least the power button on the other 3DS worked. But yeah, we've got a bunch of trainers to go and battle, as well as a dark cave to explore. And I guess since Dark Cave comes earlier, we're doing that first. And hey, we get to listen to the nice cave music they got going in this game. Why am I going in my bag? I want to be going into my Pokemon. Okay, A button worked to get into the game. So let me just pop that back open. Make this Chinchou use Flash. Alright. Back to Mesprit hunting. And once we've battled all of the trainers that I can think of that we hadn't battled before, then it'll be time to move on to actually go towards the Elite Four. I'm just gonna be taking my time to get there because we absolutely want to get higher levels beforehand, because I think we want to have like an average level of somewhere between 40 and 44 if we want to have a decent time fighting them. I don't honestly remember what level the Elite Four are in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, at least the post-Johto Elite Four. So yeah, all I remember is that this game's level curve is kind of bad. I really need to be finding more evolved Pokemon if I want to get any actual, like, measurable XP from wild battles. There's an evolved Pokemon. So, in other Pokemon news, yesterday I was working on making my way through Kitakami on a copy of Pokemon Scarlet, because I need to get a handful of Pokemon in Pokeballs that are Scarlet exclusive. Like Raging Bolt, Gouging Fire. Things like that. Ursaluna. Not Scarlet exclusive, but I didn't have Ursaluna in a Pokeball before. So, yeah, I had to do things like that. And while I was going through Kitakami, I just found 2 random shinies wandering about. Wasn't even hunting for them, was just trying to clear the Kitakami story. But ended up with a shiny Gligar and a shiny Stantler. So hey, Johto themed. Wow, we found a Wobbuffet. Those are actually kind of rare. I think like 5% encounter? Do I want to risk battling it? If I Thunder Wave it, the danger goes down. Not to 0, but... Right, the thing's got shadow tag, so I can't switch or can't run anyway, can I? So we just gotta hope it doesn't choose Mirror Coat again. Alright, we're good. Yeah, it's always nice when you're going through a Pokemon game and you just find a rando shiny that you're not even trying for. It's a fun surprise. And yes, Curbster, we are indeed back with more of the road. Yeah, Curbster, lack of online trades in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon does hurt the ability to get certain Pokemon, though if you already had Pokemon Bank, at least transferring them between games doesn't have to be the absolute nightmare that it can be if you have to do it by trading rather than by just using Pokemon Bank. Whoa, you startled me there. I had my black glasses on, so I didn't notice you at all. What am I doing here? Hey, don't you worry about it. I'll give you a pair of black glasses, so forget you saw me, okay? Black glasses up the power of Dark-type moves. So you want me to forget I saw you here? But you're not telling me what you're doing here with your sunglasses on. That seems suspicious as heck, dude. On the subject of trading Pokemon one by one and trade Evos, now that I have a Switch 2, I can actually trade with myself in Switch games. I was unable to do so before. And, yeah, that has resulted in some things. Though, notably, I wanted to actually leave one of my accounts on the Switch 1 so that I could trade back and forth between a save file that was already established on that account and save files on my main accounts. But alas, that is not possible. So it transferred all of my accounts, so basically I just had to make dummy files that got to the point where they could trade Pokemon. And then just call it quits there. So I've got files on my Switch 1 that exist specifically for the purpose of trading Pokemon only. And actually going through some stuff in Scarlet on Switch 2. Like I've said before, it feels... Well, maybe I haven't said before, I don't recall if I've actually streamed since I got a... No, I haven't. I haven't streamed since I got a Switch 2. I've said it to some people before. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet feel like a completely different game on Switch 2. The fact that they run at a solid 60, everything animates at full frame rate regardless of how close to the camera it is, and so many more Pokemon spawn at once. Yeah, it feels like a completely different game. Also, some animations feel like they go way faster than they used to, but they probably don't. It's probably just the fact that they go at 60 FPS, tricking me into thinking they're faster than they used to be. But, like, It's interesting. Fascinating, even. Wow, we got the 1% Dunsparce. Shame I don't need another Dunsparce, so goodbye Dunsparce. Yeah, Curbster, a lot of speedruns are needing to develop new categories for Switch 2. Like, Splatoon 2 Octo expansion speedruns have more than a minute of time save per chapter just on load screens. So, like, yeah, just from loading faster, there's a ton of time save, like 10 minutes or more across the whole run. Just from loading faster. And apparently either Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, I forget which. I think Breath of the Wild. Its speedrun got faster because some of the tricks that they do to go fast got amplified by the higher frame rate. So yeah, it's interesting how speedrunning is changing for Switch 1 games because of Switch 2. Oh hey, good afternoon, what's up? This is Liz. Listen, I entered the drawing on the 6th floor of the Goldenrod department store. For 300 Pokédollars, you have a chance to receive a TM. It's a great deal. But I tried 10 times and all I got was berries. I don't think I'm lucky enough to win a top prize. Okay, I'll call you later. So I think at this point I may have fully explored Dark Cave. I found all of the exits, and I don't recall there having been another fork anywhere. Well, there's that item. I guess we can go grab that. Okay, I don't think Dunsparce is 1% from Rock Smash. Because if it is, then we just got two 1% spawns back to back from Rock Smash. And I don't want to believe that I just wasted a 1 in 10,000 occurrence. Pokemon BDSP didn't get a Switch 2 update, which is kind of unfortunate. But I actually finished the BDSP Pokedex over the past few days. And, I mean, the games, they certainly don't drop frames on Switch 2. But, like, yeah, they're still BDSP. Oh yeah, Curbster, with the more spawns, there's a few issues caused by there being more spawns. There's Veluza, like you have pointed out. But also, you know how every once in a while in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, if you were like in a cave with a bunch of Pokemon in it and you touched one accidentally and then you ran away from the battle and then you were immediately put into another battle because you were on top of another Pokemon when the battle ended? Now that we can have 3 times as many Pokemon, well, not 3, but almost 3 times as many Pokemon spawned in those caves, you can get ping-ponged between Pokemon for a lot longer than you used to be able to. I really wish they would add, like, at least a second or two of grace period after a battle ends before another can start. Because when I was catching a Carbink in Kitakami, in the Carbink cave, I caught one, and then it took about 6 or 7 times clicking run before I finally got to move again. Okay, looks like we want to actually go down the right side here, because the right side lets us get to the left side. Kind of interesting that for Scarlet and Violet they did the Porygon 2 shiny outbreaks as well as the Porygon 2 Mightiest Mark raid right on the day something with a 2 in its name came out. I wonder if it's related. Though what's even more interesting about it is the fact that they had just done Porygon shiny raids not too long ago. So like, I already got, or not raids, shiny outbreaks. So I already got my 3 shiny Porygons in my Pokemon Violet, but now I've got 3 shiny Porygons and 2 shiny Porygon 2s just because. What are your thoughts on raising Pokemon? It's a thing that I'm trying to do right this very moment, so thank you for battling me, sir. No. That was Thunder Wave, not Thunderbolt. I need to reorder my moves. It's a shame we haven't been able to reorder moves in combat since, like, Gen 3. And of course, we've missed 2 Thunderbolts in a row. I mean, sure, we've been sand attacked twice, but 3 Thunderbolts in a row, oh boy. Okay, number 4, got it. I don't think I have anyone with a ground move. If I did, it would be Heracross. Nope. Right, I need to get this Chinchou out of my party since I'm not going in Dark Cave anymore. Whatever, August resists electric. Unfortunately, it doesn't ignore light screen. Well, it does if I use strength instead of pedal dance. I guess strength will probably be more effective than pedal dance after a light screen. It's actually kind of interesting, the whole Switch 2 acquisition experience. Because, like, if you wanted to pre-order one the day that the pre-orders went up, it was a nightmare. I think everyone can agree with that. I see you're raising your Pokemon with care. The bond you build will save you in tough situations. So yeah, nightmare getting the pre-order in on the day the pre-orders became available. But then, as far as, like, actually getting one on launch day went, it wasn't really that hard. Like, I guess it really depends where you went to try and get it. But just as an example, me on launch day, I had a pre-order with Best Buy. I was kind of hoping that Teddy Ursa would live. Oh well. I had a pre-order with Best Buy, but I went and lined up at 2 p.m. to get my hands on another one because I wanted to get one for one of my nieces because I already had 2 pre-orders and I've got 2 nieces, so I figure, hey, might as well try getting one for each of them instead of one for them to share, because it is a handheld console and not just a play-at-home thing. And so, yeah, I wanted to see if I could get one for each of my nieces and thus have their birthday and holiday presents all squared away. And yeah, when I showed up at 2 p.m., I was 5th in line at my Best Buy. Though I had stopped at GameStop earlier because they were going to be doing reserves for unreserved units at 3 p.m. But my local GameStop had a sign in the window saying... Oh, I missed when it got paralyzed. They had a sign in the window saying that they had 1 non-reserved unit. And by the time I got there, there were 7 guys in line for that 1 unit. It's like, I think some of these people are not going to get it. Yeah, I was 7th in line at my Best Buy for non-reserved units. Or I was 5th in line there. 7 was the number of people at the GameStop. 5th in line for the non-reserved units at Best Buy. And then I went and... I think I went down this side before, but whatever, I'll check it again. I did not. Okay. When it got to the point where there were like 10 of us, a Best Buy employee came out and counted us and was like, okay, everyone here is guaranteed to get a Switch. And it's like, oh, great. I texted my brother saying, hey, both your kids are getting Switches. And the plan was for my brother to join me when he got off work at 7:30-ish. And then I would go over to the reserved line so that we would end up both getting a Switch 2 at the Best Buy. Because, I mean, it was for his kids. Sheesh, the way you attacked, that was something else. We should meet again. How about giving me your number? I'll call you when I feel like battling. What if this was him? I know it's not, but... Garnet, howdy, it's Alan. How are you? I found something really awesome earlier. I'll give it to you. Can you come to Route 36 and pick it up? See, this is why I get people's numbers, so they can give me items. So Route 36, I'll have to remember that. Yeah. But yeah, by the time there were about 20 people in the line, some of the people in line started asking them, like, how many Switches do you even have? One of the guys was saying, I can't tell you for security reasons, but I can say that everyone here is guaranteed to get one. And then one person went inside and asked a different employee and apparently heard they had like 100 non-reserved ones. And when I heard that, I got on the phone with, I texted my, excuse me. my brother-in-law, my brother's wife's brother. And, oh, I've definitely been on this side before. Texted him and said that, hey, if you get here quick, you probably have a pretty good chance of getting Switch 2. And he arrived in time to be 47th in line. And less than half an hour after he got there, the one employee came back, surveyed the line, and was like, okay, yep, everyone here is guaranteed to get a Switch 2. And so, yeah, everyone that I personally know who wanted one got one, reserve or no. So it worked out pretty well for us. And, like, yeah, it was hard to get a reservation beforehand, but getting a Switch 2 on launch day, not so hard. And apparently it's still tough to get them through online purchasing. Like, they put them up every few days and they go down in, like, minutes. But then stores are also still getting pretty regular shipments. And they're ending up with a bunch. And, like, yeah, they still go in a few hours, but apparently it's not that hard to actually get your hands on a Switch 2. So congrats, Nintendo, for actually having stock. And yes, I have definitely been on this side before. Didn't grab that before, though. I figure at this point, what I'm going to do is just go down each side on a separate run down this route. Okay, and then over on this route, that's one of the exits of Dark Cave. I believe I took this... No, I didn't take the left path because that's just apricorns, and I don't care. But I think I took this left path, so let's take this southern one. Alright, I'll show you the power of mountain Pokemon. Also, Curbster, going back to you being able to do Ultra Space hunts soon. Something I can't recommend enough. Modding your 3DS and then using a button input editor to make it so that you can soft reset with a single button. Yes, it increases the chances that you might accidentally soft reset away from a shiny. But it makes it so that you can do these hunts one-handed. And then you can use your other hand to do things like play Pokémon SoulSilver. Though admittedly, I take my hand off of the Ultra Sun 3DS at load screens and stuff so that I can dedicate 2 hands to SoulSilver. Yeah, 1-button soft resets. Really nice for shiny hunting. Yeah, Curbster, modding your 3DS is really easy. You just gotta follow the instructions to a T. If you follow them exactly, you will not brick your system. It's idiot-proof as long as the idiot knows how to read. And it takes, like, maybe half an hour. It's easy and super worth doing. talk to him post-battle. It's over. I don't mind. We hikers are like that. And then that's the end of this route, I do believe. Oh no, a level 2 Spearow, what will I do? So now we fly back to the top of this route. I'm actually going to have to look into modding my Switch 1. Because there is exactly one thing that I wish to accomplish by modding my Switch 1. And that is injecting the Darkrai and Shaman events into a BDSP file so that I can shiny hunt those. Okay, so I've done the whole left side. Now to do the whole right side. Yeah, Curbster soft resets in BDSP are a little faster. Not like a huge amount faster, it's still longer than you would want it to be. Good news is, Shaman hunting specifically doesn't require soft resets. Darkrai still does. But Shaman, you just run away, walk until it's off screen, walk back up, and then talk to it again and you get a new Shaman. Here's where I remember I wanted to change the order of Lantern's moves. Let's go with Surf in the first slot, and I generally like having my status moves in the bottom right. And then we'll put Psychic up front for Espeon. Wing attack in the first slot for Crobat's fine. Let's put Brick Break up front for Heracross. Petal Dance up front for August. And I once again forgot to take Chinchou out of the party. Hey guard, I'm doing fine. Hope you are too. You missed 2 Dunsparces. Yeah, Curbster, we can certainly hope that the Aura games show up on NSO before too long. Though I sincerely hope that they come with Pokemon Home integration. Because if they don't, then what is even the point? I mean, I guess it's more point than Stadium on N64, but... Come on. Give us some integration with Pokemon Home for Pokemon games on the NSO apps. I was training here alone. Behold the result of my hard work. Yes, Guard, you have indeed made me aware that you love Dunsparce. I got them from back-to-back rock smashes in Dark Cave. Which, I have to believe that Dunsparce is not a 1% encounter rate from rock smash. I know it is from walking. But if it is from rock smash, then I wasted a 1 in 10,000 occurrence just on a pair of Dunsparces when I already had Dunsparce in my decks. Our battle was remarkable. I wish for something to remember you by. Perhaps your phone number will do. My training makes it impossible to chat much, but... I must train harder to become the mightiest. Yeah, let's go far right. So it looks like we might have to go down this route one more time. Yo, you're tough, but you know what? When it comes to sheer toughness, I'm the man. Yeah, Guard, it is interesting how many people think Skarmory is Gen 3, though it's not as many as inexplicably think Slugma is Gen 3. Like, Skarmory, at least, shows up in Johto. Slugma, you gotta wait till Kanto to find it. Uh-oh, I am dropping a million billion frames. How long has that been going on? Not too long, I hope. Gonna wait a sec, see if this fixes itself. Looks like we're going back up in terms of bitrate. It should recover soon. Hopefully. I can only hope. Please, OBS, behave. OBS, please. Please. Like, at least it's not a complete and total internet outage, which is what I was having for multiple days last week. Like, it wasn't a total internet outage. I had internet access a lot of the time. The issue was that it was going in and out intermittently. And, yeah, it was a whole nightmarish thing. Okay, why am I still dropping so many frames per second when its bitrate up is where it's supposed to be? OBS, please. I'm going to briefly cut the stream and then bring it right back, because that usually solves OBS having these issues. So now we should hopefully be back and functional. Hopefully. OBS, please. Nope. Nope. We're still dropping a bajillion frames. Okay, so, that means OBS is not necessarily the culprit here. Unless I would have to completely close out of OBS and then try again. That is an option. I'm gonna look and see if I can identify any potential issues with my Wi-Fi, or not my Wi-Fi, my internet service in general. Gonna prioritize my PC so that hopefully it at least gets what it needs. I don't like when I have internet problems during streams. Or ever, really, but... Yeah, there were 3 nights in a row. I think it was, yeah, it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Where basically from midnight until noon, my internet would basically be on and off, alternating every half hour. And that's what issues made me cancel the last few streams. But now, OBS is showing green. Hopefully it stays there. The dropped frames are going down. Okay, we don't appear to be dropping frames right now. We appear to be good. Okay, I'm gonna count it as good. Boy, do I love HP up. Yum. I keep drinking my Pokemons. I can't help it. So the fact that this leg of the stream, after I stopped streaming and started again, you know, restart OBS streaming thing, since we started off with it dropping a bunch of frames, I've got an issue going on with my display where I keep on seeing movement in the dropped frames segment where it shows the dropped frames, because the percentage of frames that have been dropped is going down every single second. Oh great, we're dropping frames again. Oh great. Right when I was talking about how it was just the percentage going down. Nope, now the percentage is going back up. Hooray! I love dropping even more frames. Why are you doing this to me, OBS and or ISP? Okay, so... OBS still showing red, but the number of dropped frames is not increasing. The percentage is going back down. Now OBS is showing yellow, but now we're dropping... Oh, no, it's red again. We're dropping more frames. Why? Why this? What is happening that is causing this? Like, in the past, I've been able to at least pinpoint some potential issues. Like, sometimes it's a case of, oh, some other device is eating all of the upload or download. That's not happening here. We have almost all of the upload and download on my network right now coming from the device doing the streaming here. So it's not that. Is Windows Update doing something in the background that's just ruining everything? Maybe. Windows Update, are you doing something in the background? Not that I can see. What else can I check here? Is there anything else I can check here? I can try cutting the stream and fully closing OBS and bringing it back. That's what I can do. Okay, trying again, and we are immediately dropping frames, so that did not help. So... I think what I have to do is basically just hope that this clears up in a minute or two. If it does, yay. If not, oh, I get to lose another stream because this is terrible. And if I do lose another stream, I am immediately calling my ISP and saying, hey, what the hell is up? Why is my internet service so bad this week? Like, I don't have any data limit caps or anything like that. I've got nothing that should make this be a thing. And like when I called them last week, they basically walked through and were like, okay, yeah, the problem isn't with your equipment. We don't know what's causing it, but we'll try and fix it. And then the next day there was like half-hour outage around 11:30-ish a.m. But then since then, the biggest outage we had been for about 50 seconds. The night before last. And that kind of sucked, but like it was manageable. Because it was just 50 seconds during hours that people other than me usually aren't even awake, but this is 4 o'clock on a weekday. So, like, I mean, my internet's not out. I just can't stream, apparently. I could drop the bitrate that I'm trying to stream at and then stream only 30 FPS, because these games are only 30 FPS. Okay, we are now streaming at... Okay, we are now streaming at 30 FPS with half the bitrate cap. And we're still immediately dropping frames. Even though the bitrate that I am streaming at is now lower than the bitrate that I was getting while it was still in the red, dropping frames constantly. Which begs the question of why is it still dropping frames? And why is it not streaming at the full bitrate that I have set for it? That fact, the fact that I was able to have a higher bitrate for the stream, even when I was having problems earlier, suggests to me that the issue is probably with OBS. It looks like we're not dropping frames. Or, no, we are. We're going down now. Of course, because I said something. Because I said something, we are dropping frames again. Yeah, Curbster, we are still dropping frames after this, which is weird. Because, yeah, we are streaming at a lower bitrate than it was maintaining even during the issue earlier. So it looks like we... Oh, of course, I said something. Every time I say something, like, it looks like it's stabilized at green and has stopped dropping frames, but the moment I say something, it's like, oh no, we're going back down. You're dropping more frames. We can't have a smooth stream experience. No, sir. No, sir, indeed. Anyway, if we are still dropping frames when my clock hits 4:25, so that's in 3 minutes. If we're still dropping frames then today's just cursed and I end stream and curse out my ISP. But if we can get back to steady green and stay there, then we're good. Because I don't see anything that suggests that this should be happening. We're at green again now. Hopefully it stays there. We'll see if it stays there. YouTube is complaining that my bitrate is too low. Then they recommend that I use a stream bitrate of almost triple what I am using right now. Actually, no, exactly triple what I'm using right now. But YouTube doesn't believe that AV1 should be allowed to do lower bitrate. And also, I'm not streaming actual 4K content. So, like, who cares if the bitrate is low? We're not losing detail. Now, if I was streaming Monster Hunter Wilds, that'd be a thing where I would care if I was losing detail. But when I am streaming a game that's resolution is like, what? 180 by 240 or something like that? yeah, it's not so much an issue. But on the plus side, of course, the moment I said on the plus side, like we had been at green, steady, not dropping frames for multiple seconds. And now, as soon as I said on the plus side, we went back to dropping. Why is this happening? I hate it. I hate it. But at least we've got, you know, me hunting Mesprit. We're not missing that content or whatever. Like, I've still got something to do. I can't, in good conscience, potentially encounter an NPC battle over in SoulSilver. I'll get up near this guy, but I'm not going to start actually battling him unless I get back to green and stay there for a minute. But no, it's looking like we are coming up on that 225 right now, and we are still in the red. So one last Mesprit encounter, and then I'm going to go ahead and call this a stream, because apparently my ISP says I'm not allowed to stream today either. Thanks, ISP. Love it. You will be hearing from me shortly. Anyway, that's it for this stream. I don't know if you can even hear me saying this, but yeah, if things are working properly, then I'll be back on Thursday with more of this. If not, who knows? I'll definitely be streaming as soon as my ISP lets me and I have free time, though. But yeah, I'm gonna have to call it here. Thanks for dropping by to try to watch and to chat and all of that. And I will maybe see you on Thursday. See you then in Potentia, friends.